Good morning. It's Shanna. I'm back to do the second half of the Folkloric Tarot deep dive this year. I had such a good time doing this. The first segment I really wanted to do, well, obviously, who would do a first segment with half the deck and not finish? So I'm here to finish, so let's just jump right in. We ended with Judgment last time. So we will start just past there. Let me get a few of these put back in. I've got the book out here. Okay. Queen of Air, Queen of Swords. So with geese, I don't know if you've ever encountered a goose, but they are extremely territorial, can be extremely aggressive, and they're not afraid to bite, to chase you, to flap their wings at you. They're kind of scary, I'll be honest. And I feel like with this queen, that's the energy she's embodying. You know, she's got her wings out. She's defending something that's over here that we can't quite see. And I feel like that's pure queen energy. You know, she is confident. She is not messing around. She is not going to take your trash. The end. Don't mess with her. Queen of Swords energy. King of Water, King of Cups. I love that this is a duck. Or I assume it's a duck. I don't think this is a goose, although it could be. Regardless, this looks like just kind of a happy-go-lucky, sensitive little guy, right? Like he's just like, okay, yeah, no, like whatever you want to do, we can do that. You want to go swim? Okay. You want to hang out here on land? Okay. He's just sensitive. He just wants to make friends and have a good time and talk about his feelings. He's just a fluffy guy. And I kind of love that for him. All right, 10 of Earth, 10 of Pentacles. You know, these two, I don't think they're quail, if I remember right. Some kind of pigeon, maybe. I'm pretty sure these are quail. You know, they've created their family. This is their legacy. You know, they're going to protect them as long as they need to, and then they'll see them on their way. These little guys down here eating his worm. Looks like the mama is about to catch this bug for one of them. This little guy's peeking out here. It's just a very sweet scene. You know, Daddy Quail here is minding his whole brood, keeping eye out for predators. It's just a little happy scene, and I love that. King of Fire, King of Wands. Very inspiring. I feel like this is, you know, a Disney movie in the making, where he's about to tell you some wise words, you know, about becoming the king of the forest and having the fortitude to stick it out and what that might entail. He's on this rock. He's obviously in his prime, ready to pass on whatever knowledge he needs to for the next generation. Page of Water. I love that it's just a fish. It's like you're inside the cup with the fish. I love that. So many possibilities. All this open water. The world is your oyster, right? And you've got the teeth to take it on. Whatever it is you need or want, you have that ability to take it. Dream big. The Maiden, I believe, is the Empress, but let's make sure. Yes, the Empress. So I feel like, you know, the Empress with this tree, letting in just enough light to supply all these little plants, mushrooms, you know, the forest floor. It's providing just enough light to not only protect, but offer life to everything below her. Everything sort of, especially if these are mushrooms, I feel like they probably are relying on this tree specifically for their sustenance. I mean, this almost looks like a female figure here. with her breasts here and her belly and an arm. Beautiful tree, offering life and protection for everyone under her. And she's doing it happily and willingly. Just part of what she does. Knight of Earth, Knight of Pentacles. Interesting. Definitely want to look this up. So it says the wolf serves as both protector and predator, a calculated creature in tune with the cycles of the wilderness. With primal wisdom, its presence represents not chaos, but a careful balance. Okay, I can see that. It must conserve energy and work with the land to successfully hunt, even as the night grows colder. This is the same careful attention to duty that defines the Knight of Earth. An unwavering commitment to the path ahead, no matter how long or arduous the expedition. Interesting. I would have to sit with this one for a little bit. I'm not getting that out of this card, but I think I'll set that one aside with the other one that I had from the last video and sit with that a little bit. Interesting. 5 of Fire, 5 of Wands. So has this guy been, are these bees attacking him? Is that what's happening here? Maybe. Shall we look at the guidebook? Yes, frantically swipes in a frenzy as bees swarm its face, turning the still forest into a fierce challenge. Okay, well, yikes, poor guy. But you know what? Did he come after their honey and did he deserve it? Probably. Definitely showing that conflict. You know, is it worth it to go after that honey? Maybe we should have left it alone this time. But you know what? Maybe he was hungry. Maybe he needed that little sugar boost. Interesting. I like that one. All right, 9 of Fire or Wands. Interesting. Is this snow? There's no way. There's no way. I don't think snakes can survive in snow, but it kind of gives you that feeling of, obviously I'm getting kind of a fall vibe here. So the grit of sticking it out through the summer. I feel like maybe snakes hibernate in the winter. So, you know, he's hunted, he's eaten well, he's stuck it out. And now he's got to, despite all of his setbacks throughout the season, you know, the summer season, now he's got to really dig in and prepare himself for the worst, which is yet to come. The end of this fall season. Interesting. He's looking at something. I like it. 2 of Earth or Pentacles. Prioritization. The prioritization of sticking it out, finishing your work, or, you know, maybe taking a break, getting out, getting a fresh perspective on things. There has to be a balance. And obviously this man has not been handling that well. Looks like he's been in here for a while, ignoring this fresh, you know, ignoring the fresh weather, the open window. It's looking a bit tattered. 4 of Swords, 4 of Air, the Rest. It's beautiful, cozy, nap time, a little bit of sunshine. They've got like sleepy eyes. They're obviously very comfortable and content, safe. 8 of Water or Cups. The energy of crossing this river here to go up into a better space. Obviously, it's better here than where we are. And unlike the 6 of Swords, was it the 6 of Swords? Unlike the 6 of Swords, this looks relatively safe. You know, it's a nice, solid, you've got your big boulders that you can step onto. And while it does look old, you know, this looks safe. It's a sure bet that once you get across here, you're going to be okay. There's not much risk involved in that card. Knight of Fire or Wands. What is this little guy? I mean, he's an otter, but what is he doing? That's not an otter, that's a weasel. Funny. Clearly it looks like it could be an otter though, right? Like, I'm not insane. Could be, but it's definitely a weasel. I agree, 100%. Let's see, the field is both a battleground and sanctuary. The weasel navigates it with a confidence that borders recklessness. This reflects the Knight of Fire's fiery passion, which burns bright even in the face of danger. It's a testament to bravery and a warning of the consequences of moving quickly. Okay, I like that. Darts through the golden field, sleek body weaving through the rows, precise, driven by the instinctual energy of pursuit. Okay, I can see that. Not necessarily looking ahead, just quickly doing your thing. All right, 3 of Earth, 3 of Pentacles. This camaraderie, you know, we're all around the fire. We're telling tales, maybe little ghost stories for the kids. Maybe we're offering words of wisdom for each other, but we're comfortable, right? It's a good fire. We're all well fed. We're comfortable. The place where we are is where we should be. And the people we're with are the people we should be with. Temperance. That balance. The careful balance of nature, where we've got the trees, the water, and then we've got this man-made bridge here that's kind of gapping between, or bridging the gap, if you will, between the two worlds. You have to have a balance when it comes to nature and man's influence in it. I really like this. The Devil. So I'm getting that rather than these two being the devil, I'm getting that this little rat is the devil. Has he been poisoned? And now are these two going to suffer the consequences because of that? You know, they can't quite control their insatiable hunger for this little rat when maybe they should have gone and found, you know, a rabbit out in the wild. Maybe they should have stayed further out of the suburb area. I don't know. That's where my mind's going. Like, you know, you can't always have what you want. Sometimes you have to tell yourself no. Avoid that temptation. That's what I'm getting. 6 of Water. So 6 of Water is nostalgia, which this is kind of sad. They've obviously been stuffed and put in this terrarium type thing, which hopefully, let's go ahead and assume the intent is that they were already dead and then they were stuffed, not that they were kept in captivity, but just the nostalgia. And, you know, this sort of makes me think of the things my grandma had in her house, just her figures and her nature books, and just kind of making you feel that, craving that years of past, right? Something we once used to have, and perhaps wanting to share those memories with someone else. Knight of Water or Cups. Interesting. So Knight of Cups is always one that I struggle with. Rose-colored glasses is kind of how I view the Knight of Cups, or Idealist. So let's take a look at the guidebook. At the tree line, the sound of hooves overtakes the field silence as the Nabstrooper, a Danish horse breed, strides forward elegantly determined. With its distinctive markings, the horse halts before moving forward on its own path, not out of duty, but out of an instinctual calling. The path may not always be logical, but it speaks to the heart's truth. Like the horse glancing back in reflection, it recalls the Knight of Water's journey through the emotional landscapes of love, loss, and creative idealism. Idealist, that's it. So it's interesting. This is one I would obviously have to sit with. This is probably the hardest card for me in the deck. Not this deck specifically, just in general, for me to sort of wrap my mind around. So to then wrap my mind around the idea of it being a horse would definitely take some contemplation. So I'll set this one aside for myself as well. And let's move on to the Eight of Earth. Eight of Pentacles. The Mastery. What do we have here? Looks like we've got a barn with hay. I'm assuming, maybe it's not a barn because there's a chair and a basket. Maybe just a straw-covered floor inside someone's home that they've built. You know, they've got glass windows here. They've put a lot of hard work into creating this space for themselves. Given the light here, sort of drawing you in, I feel like in this moment with this card, that the person standing out here does in fact deserve to be in this space. They deserve to be comfortable. Ace of Earth. An opportunity. So for me, it looks like this water has come through and, you know, forged its own path of opportunity. This is the easiest way to get back and down into the stream. However, these trees have fallen. That's given this water an outlet. So claiming that. I like it. Seven of Water, Seven of Cups. That indecision. I feel like this is a lot of work here. So maybe where do you start? You know, do you start making dinner? Do you start hulling the wheat? Do you start with bathing the baby? You know, where do we start here? This overwhelm of too many things to get done, not enough time, right? Having to choose one, just picking one and trusting yourself that you'll choose the right one so that everything gets done in time. Ace of Water, Ace of Cups. Looks to me like this person has been blessed, if you will, although I kind of hate that word. They've been blessed with the good life. You know, all the opportunities have been handed to them, and just having that opportunity and being able to recognize it for what it is, understanding how lucky they are. The Queen of Water. Again, I think this brings us back to the King, where he was just a sensitive little guy. This is just a sensitive little girl. She's just sweet. She just wants to do the right thing and be happy and talk about her feelings. I like her. She's cute. My grandma used to have these, what are they, mallard? I think they're called mallard ducks, females. This like dusky rose color. She just seems very soft and sweet. Just don't get between her and her babies and you'll be just fine. The King of Earth or Pentacles. He's made it. He's living the good life. Look at all of this, these horns that he's had time to grow and foster and be proud of. Love it. Ten of Fire or Wands. So we've got that perseverance of stick-to-itiveness again. This takes a lot of time, effort, energy. Some of these bees will die, you know, for this honeycomb and the queen that's inside. A reminder to work hard and reach those goals that you want. Four of Water, Four of Cups. Withdrawal. She's over it. She wants nothing to do with anything anymore. She's got her, is this a sword or maybe just a stick? She's sick of it. Even though she's got all this beautiful landscape behind her, you know, she's got fresh water here, and it looks like a beautiful place to call home. She's probably hiding, honestly. She's probably got 12 kids at home and a grumpy husband, and she's just over it. She just wants to be left alone. A moment of peace. Now, whether that's the best course of action for her is questionable, but that's where she's at. The Hermit. Introspection. Taking time to study and reflect on where you've been and where you're going. The lamp is not yet lit, which I find interesting. Like, you are not there yet. Maybe he hasn't even started, or you haven't even started on the journey. It looks like you're at the beginning of that introspective journey. Maybe you're about to light it because the door's open. You're about to start on that hermitage. Is that the right word? Yeah, hermitage. Maybe that's where that word comes from. It's a beautiful card. Maybe this was the original hermit who taught you everything that you know. Gruesome. The World. Completion. The perfectly ripe apple. It's what we all strive for, right? To have the perfectly together life and feel like what we've done is for a reason and that we're leaving something behind that matters. 3 of Water or Cups. Three of Cups is camaraderie. What is 3 of Earth? I said camaraderie for 3 of Earth. It starts with a C, where they're working in the church on the 3 pentacles. I'll put it on the screen. I can't remember the word. This is my camaraderie card. They're together, they're happy, they're safe and comfortable with their mom. Everything is right in the world, and they are exactly where they need to be. We're getting into death now. So we've got the tombstone, which this is really sad. Transition. Not quite sure what he's looking at here. The tombstone's here, but obviously he's lost his owner. The transformation of now he's going to belong to someone else, and he's going to have to reinvent himself. He's probably going to get a new name. He's going to be going through it for a while, I think. Poor little guy. It says, here lies whomever. 2 of Fire or Wands. The possibilities we're planning. We've got our book out. We've got our globe. We've got a little butterfly here. Seashells. So many possibilities. Big plans. 9 of Air. 9 of Swords. I feel like this kind of goes back to, I don't remember what card it was, where we had the 2 dogs in the water and they had the elk cornered. I feel like this is sort of, this is what happens before that other card. Just the nightmare of being chased, which I find to be an appalling sport, but suits the card very well. Just that fear, anxiety, uncertainty. 4 of Fire. 4 of Wands. A milestone. Looks like they've come a long way. They're traveling. They've come somewhere. They're headed somewhere, but it's night. And so now they'll be staying here for the night. They've made a fire. It looks like they've got a pot of some kind with some soup, preparing for the evening ahead. 3 of Air or Swords, that heartache, lessons learned. I feel like with the lessons learned theme here, you know, did a child shoot this bird down and now is he feeling really bad about it? Because if I shot a bird down, which I would never do, I would feel terrible. And I feel like that would be the lesson learned of having that sinking feeling of regret once you've shot and watched this bird fall out of the sky. The moon with illusion. This looks like a dreamscape to me. Got a person here pointing. Almost looks like another figure here is laying down on their side. Maybe there's another one hidden here. Oh yes, there's 4 figures, 4, 5, 6 figures. You've got a head here and here, person here, figure here with a head, with an outstretched arm to this figure, outstretched arm to this figure, and even one more right there. So are these like spirits in the sky? Are these your dreams? And it looks like they're hovering over some kind of area or space. Manifesting, it could even be. Looks like we've got some spirit type figures floating up there as well. 3 of fire or wands. That journey. I don't know about journeys of boars, but it looks to me like maybe they're going somewhere for the spring or for the winter. They're currently going through it, is what I'm seeing here. And lastly, one of my favorite cards, ironically, is 6 of Earth or Pentacles, is the reciprocity. You know, you've got so much, your basket's tipped over with the weight of it, and now the opportunity is yours to share that abundance with someone else. Or, if there's no one to share it with, to make it into something, not necessarily letting it go to waste. Turning it into a pie or a jelly or whatever that looks like. And that is the second half of the Folkloric Tarot. If you've made it this far, put a duck emoji so that I know you watched the whole thing. And thank you so much for being here. This was fun. Like I said at the beginning of the first video, this isn't something I've done before, so I just kind of wanted to give it a shot, and it was enjoyable. So thank you for being here and spending some time with me. I hope you guys are enjoying your week, and I will catch up with you next time.